One of the marks of the Antichrist is that he will do lying wonders before the people. Have you ever considered that these marks are already seen in the Catholic Church, especially during the Dark Ages, when most of the people were illiterate and very superstitious? He makes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast. During the Dark Ages, the strength and power of Rome lay in its priesthood, and they spent all their energy and force bringing everybody into subjection to the Pope. To this end, they performed great wonders and so-called miracles by which they deceived the people. In recent times, we have read of the wonders attributed to some of the statues and icons in the Roman Catholic Church. Things like blood coming from the wounds of the crucifix and weeping or winking statues of Mary. This sort of trickery and deception increased superstition amongst those illiterate people in the Dark Ages, putting them into much fear and increased Rome's power over their lives. This would tie up with 2 Thessalonians 2:9, which says that Antichrist would do lying wonders. The whole system of papal Rome was literally loaded with lying wonders for over 1,200 years. Somewhere around 320 AD, the mother of all relics was discovered by Helena, mother of the Roman Emperor Constantine. Legend says that Helena was divinely inspired to travel to Jerusalem, where she found the true cross, the planks of wood to which Jesus was crucified. The discovery wasn't just a bonanza for pious devotion, it became an economic powerhouse tool. In no time, all the little splinters of wood were being sold all over Europe as fragments of the true cross. Martin Luther wondered how there could be 26 apostles buried in Germany when there were only 12 in the entire Bible. It is said that if all the pieces of the cross displayed in Catholic churches were assembled together, it would take a 10-ton truck to carry them. It is clear that most relics are frauds. 2 Thessalonians says that Antichrist's coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. They are not real wonders, but lying wonders. In fact, the credulous would believe these lies. During the Dark Ages, the average person was illiterate and were denied access to the Bible. They were all very superstitious and easily incriminated. In Italy, there was the Holy House of Loreto, proclaimed by the priest to be the house of which Mary was born and grew up, where the angel Gabriel spoke to her. The Virgin herself announced to the Bishop of Modrino, so the priests teach, that this house was translated through the air from Nazareth to Palestine to Sato in Dalmatia, then Loreto in Italy, a journey of 1,500 miles. This story is believed by all faithful Catholics and is a source of enormous revenue for the Pope, and poor deluded pilgrims have worn a furrow all around it by making the circuit of it on their knees. The connection of Mary's milk with healing is well established in the Catholic Church, with various miraculous visions attested to it, which Mary had appeared and given drops of her milk to cure individuals. There were several relics, vials of Mary's milk, that miraculously liquefy on certain feast days. The so-called milk grotto can still be visited in Bethlehem, the place where a few drops of Mary's milk had fallen when she was feeding Jesus. In the painting above, Mary is feeding the Christ child with her sacred milk. The milk will be turned into flesh as it nourishes his body. Milk thus becomes blood. It was common in the medieval and Renaissance scientific thinking that a woman's menstrual blood ceased during breastfeeding because her blood was being transformed in some way into milk. Mary's milk differs from that of ordinary woman because her body is perfect. Christ's blood, which will later be spilled on the cross, is thus directly linked to Mary's blood. One becomes the other. The Protestant reformer John Calvin wrote mockingly of this Catholic superstition. There is no town so small, no convent so mean, that it does not display some of the Virgin's milk. There is so much that if the Holy Virgin had become a cow or a wet nurse all her life, she would have been hard put to yield such a great quantity. Weeping and bleeding statues of Mary. Here are a couple of the many examples. San Thomas, Mexico in 1992, thousands of people flocked to a remote Mexican village to receive healing from a weeping statue of the Madonna. The healing powers of the 3-foot Madonna statue in St. Thomas was discovered by a 12-year-old girl praying for her mother who was dying of cancer. Italy in 1997, 45 miles north of Rome, at a makeshift shrine of the statuette of the Virgin Mary, which is believed to weep tears of blood. At one time, more than 20,000 pilgrims would come here every day, believing for this phenomenon to be supernatural. They believe the Virgin's blood tears are shed for the ills and faithlessness of contemporary society.